Howdy, folks. We are gathered here today to honor my favorite player in Major League Baseball. It's time that people start talking about this guy more. He's done a lot of great things in the league. Out of his 7-year career, he's already won the Gold Glove 2 times. This is before the age of 30. Who am I talking about? The catcher for the Cincinnati Reds, Tucker Barnhart. I know what you're thinking. Tucker who? Who is this guy? Why would he be your favorite player? Let me put all those questions to bed. Let me answer all those questions right now. It all started back in 2015. The Reds came into Turner Field, where the Braves at the time played, for a 3-game series. And I know that not everyone is a baseball fan like me, so I'm going to try to put this in terms that make sense to everybody. He was playing, Tucker Barnhart was catching, and he was playing like a backup catcher. This means he was, usually backup catchers are very solid defensively. And since I was a catcher at the time, I loved watching a good catcher. But always the backups caught very well, and then the starter, could hit, catch a little bit and everything. Well, it turns out, the more I kept watching the series, that he was the starter. This guy's blocking up everything. He's receiving well. I think he even threw out, Jason Hayward or something. He was doing great. In that series also, I think he hit, 2 home runs. So it was a great series for him, and that's where it all started. So fast forward a few years, and in 2017, he won a Gold Glove. This is when I realized this is my favorite player. It took time, but I was like, this is my favorite player. I went out and I bought his jersey. I said, and it's the only jersey I got to this day. I said, this is the best catcher I've ever seen. And at the time, in high school, I was a catcher, so I patterned my game after him. And there's different ways of catching now, and there's a lot of things going throughout the game. There's the old early 2000s way where you're not doing a whole lot of glove movement. You got the 1990s way with a lot of glove movement, a lot of glove tilt in your receiving. Well, Tucker Barnhart did it perfect. His receiving style perfect, and I try to pattern my game after him. Making strikes and balls. You know what I mean? Not making a pitch more than what it is. But then those borderline pitches, he would steal those. Still does that to this day. This year, in the shortened 2020 season, he won the Gold Glove again. 2-time Gold Glove Award winner. And no one talks about this man enough. I watched the interview. It was on the Howard Stern podcast. And it was Johnny Bench talking about it. Johnny Bench, everyone knows who that is. Hall of Fame catcher for the Cincinnati Reds. And he said, hey, people need to talk about this kid more. People need to talk about Tucker Barnhart more. Because he's a great catcher in the league. Top 10 catcher in the league. And I've known him for a while. Because I can see things for more than statistical value. But his hitting metrics have always held him back. His hitting stats have always held him back. He's never had, and this is going to sound like a foreign language to some people, but he's never had an OPS plus over 100. That means that he's always been a below average hitter. But I'm telling you that he's a captain on the field. And that in life, if we were to be like Tucker Barnhart, then we'd be better individuals. I believe that 100%. He leads the team around him. The pitching staff for the Cincinnati Reds the past few years has always been solid. There's no coincidence to me that in the years he's been in the league that the pitching staff has always been solid. He leads that pitching staff. He leads the battery. The battery, for those who don't know, is the relationship between the catcher and the pitcher. This year, another example of how he's a great leader on the field is a pitcher that came to the Reds. Oh, his name's Trevor Bauer, but he came to the Reds always being a pretty good pitcher, but he could never put everything together. This year, he was the clear front runner, and he did end up winning, but the clear best pitcher in the league. He won the Cy Young. It's no coincidence to me that he had Tucker Barnhart catching him and calling pitches for him. The year Tucker Barnhart wins the Gold Glove is the same time Trevor Bauer wins the Cy Young. There's no coincidence to me. No one's talking about that enough. They just talk about how great of a season Trevor Bauer had. Put some respect on this man's name. Just like we are right now. That's why we're here. Because more people need to talk about it. But yes, to keep this short and sweet, Tucker Barnhart, catcher for the Cincinnati Reds, born in Indianapolis, Indiana, is the best defensive catcher in the major leagues. And I hope that you guys have learned a little bit today. Hopefully, can tell your friends about him and stuff. But this was just here to honor and commemorate him for all the great things he's done in the league so far. Hopefully, he continues to do it even into his 30s. Thank you.